Call the member for Durack.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker, and I rise today to speak against, once again, another ridiculous motion moved by the member for Jaga Jaga. Speaker, if there's one thing that the last 100 years has shown us here in Australia is that the greatest creator of poverty and inequality is socialism. That is the guiding principle of those opposite. So their motion today is once again laughably hypocritical. In contrast, we on this side, what do we stand for? Free trade, economic liberalism and democracy. This had led to unprecedented levels of growth, wealth and employment. And this is what we on this side stand for any minute of every day of every year. And, Speaker, employment is a key point here because I believe, and we've heard it here many times today, it's worthy to say it one more time, that we know that the best form of welfare is a job. Speaker, the hypocrisy of the member for Jaga Jaga is galling, considering the Labor's policies to the decisions made while she was a minister in the Rudd-Gillard-Rudd governments, which would have led to homelessness services to be funded. Just one example. Speaker, Labor's heartless contribution to inequality was to not leave one single dollar in the budget for the National Partnership Agreement on Homelessness. They had the chance to fund the expiring National Partnership in their last budget, and they chose to leave not one single cent. They left only uncertainty. Deputy Speaker, Labor not only left this program without a penny, but they also created an affordable housing program with no way of measuring whether any affordable houses were actually delivered. Typical, but still very disappointing. And we are, on this side, we're redesigning this program so for the first time it actually has some measurable outcomes. Deputy Speaker, this government believes in a welfare system that tackles poverty and inequality, principally by helping individuals achieve independence and move off welfare. Our welfare reforms, including the cashless welfare card, and it's good to see the minister here today, where we're trialling in my state, in the Kimberley and also the Eastern Goldfields, and our drug testing trials, all contribute to this goal. And they will help. They will help to reduce poverty and inequality in this country. Already in the last financial year, the Turnbull Government has created some 240,000 jobs, the largest increase in job creation since the GFC. The Leader of the Opposition talks a lot about inequality, Deputy Speaker, but doesn't have any policies to create jobs, to help people move into jobs or to reduce the cost of living of Australians. What the policies of those opposite will lead to is job losses, reduced investment and increased energy costs. This obstructionism in regards to power policy will delay and deny Australians a reliable and affordable energy supply, and will delay, on average, Australians some reduction of $110 to $115 from their bill at the end of the year. What we've seen is West Australian Labor has gone a step further with an ideological thought bubble of an independent RET. This thought bubble will place Western Australia at a huge comparative disadvantage. And what about the 120-odd food parcels we've been hearing about today in South Australia, due only to a reckless power policy of the South Australian Labor government? So I spoke earlier about how Labor failed to fund the National Partnership Agreement on homelessness. But a few weeks ago they were given the opportunity to vote on an increase to the level of New Start. The member for Jaga Jaga even mentioned that only today. Despite making numerous vague statements about the adequacy of this payment, they did not vote to increase the rate. No, they did not. Deputy Speaker, we're aware that many in the community do feel that things are not getting better. We are acutely aware of that as the government. Wages are stagnant and many people haven't seen a significant pay rise in a long time. And we on this side, we understand this and we are working hard to improve the lives of all Australians. That's what you do when you're in government. All the Leader of the Opposition can do is to make speeches, voice platitudes and talk of raising taxes. He and his colleagues employ the economics of envy, the economics of politics. But our approach is different. We actually want to create more jobs. We don't just want to talk about it. It's not just words. We actually want to create more jobs. We want to support people to get the skills that they need to move into a job. And it was this government that made the $100 million investment in the Try, Test and Learn Fund, which found ways to help disadvantaged individuals. And of course, we're fully committed to the NDIS. We are exempting low-income earners from the Medicare levy, while higher-income earners will contribute to the cost. Speaker, those opposite love to make statements, that they have today, despite history and despite our record. We are tackling poverty and inequality, and I'm very proud of our record.